Hello.
I'm Dante.
I'm Pablo.
Pablo Picasso.
I am not an artist.
Yeah, you're right.
What show is this?
Oh god, I forgot.
What show are we doing? It's the only live action show we do. Come on.
Arrow?
No, we don't work on Arrow.
Ellen DeGeneres Show.
We don't work on. I wish we worked on the Ellen DeGeneres Show.
Seagram's Escapes?
What is that?
I don't know. I read it over there.
Isn't that like a beer or alcohol?
It's a gay drink.
It's a gay drink?
Yeah.
Is that why you drink them?
Mm-hmm. They're delicious.
Sure. Okay.
Welcome to Comic Book Mania. I'm one of your hosts, Dante.
This is the show we do?
Yeah.
Holy shit. I've been going on and on about not knowing what the show is for like the past 19 episodes. Is it 19? I don't know where we're at.
22.
22. Hopefully it is 22.
Alright, so we're going to start out like always with the news.
Right here.
What are you doing?
Put the news right here.
I'm going to put it in your thumb.
Put it right there.
Alright.
We got some news today. A lot of trailers. They will all be in the description when we talk about them.
It better be.
Or what?
Or else they're going to be mad.
Or you're going to
I'm dying. Help.
Mind control.
Oh my god, that's a horrible idea.
Kevin Feige, however you want to say it.
It's Fiji.
Says Spider-Man reboot will be like Batman Begins.
I don't know what that means.
So like good. We haven't had a good Spider-Man movie since 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully it's good. I thought you liked Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2.
I liked 1.
Those pieces. No, you said you loved 2.
I did not love it. I never said I loved it. I said I enjoyed it.
You said you gave it an 8 out of 10 when we first saw it.
Did I?
Yes, I gave it like a 5.
Well, I gave it an 8 out of 10 when we first saw it, and then after a few days I was like, I'm gonna let this sink in for a little while.
And it was terrible.
No,
Jesus.
and I just lowered it to a 6.
Okay, that's fair.
See?
Okay, fair. Guardians 2 to focus on fatherhood. We're gonna find out who Star-Lord's
Do you also
father
have
is.
the working title?
Yes.
Alright, damn,
It's
Seth.
coming later.
Face is coming later.
Constantine's not cancelled.
That's a good thing.
Yes.
I like Constantine.
I do too.
I hope it's a good show.
It was a good show. The first season
Oh
was
my
good.
god, it was.
James Gunn says also makes Volume 2 to trump Volume 1.
What could be on it?
I have no idea. Volume 1 was amazing.
Also Mix Volume 1 was great.
I have Volume 1. I downloaded that. I bought the CD for the first time.
You did.
And then I bought a Taylor Swift CD.
No, you bought Taylor Swift CD first.
I did, you're right. I can't lie to you people. Patty Jenkins to direct Wonder Woman. Michelle McLaurin was supposed to. She dropped out because she wanted Wonder Woman to have a tiger, which would have been awesome. But they didn't want that to happen.
Why?
So, I don't know. They don't want her to have
Who's
a tiger.
Patty Jenkins?
I have no idea.
Alright, well, we should have done research on that.
We should have.
Whatever.
The Vanos. I was going to
Vanos?
Vanos. It sounds better than Thanos.
No, it doesn't. Vanos sounds like a bulky guy that you see at the gym.
What does Vanos sound like?
The bulky guy you see at the gym with all the veins popping out and he's like, oh, I'm lifting!
Vanos. They should make him a villain. They should make him the anti-Thanos.
That's a hero.
Yeah, I didn't say he had to be a villain.
You just said they should make him a villain.
I said they should make him the opposite.
Alright, I'm gonna replay it.
They should make him a villain. They should make him the anti-Thanos.
Play whatever you want to do. Thanos is not the only villain in Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah, Vanos is there too.
I hope so. No, he's a hero. God.
According to you, he's a villain.
Marvel, in conjunction with another company, is developing a new
Called
superhero
Disney.
show. Called Disney? No.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Shut up. New Green Lantern movie to purportedly feature Jon Stewart. Hopefully. Well, we don't get another Ryan Reynolds.
I hope he doesn't have a gun this time.
Okay.
They actually figure out a gun.
Lucas Till returning as Havoc in X-Men Apocalypse. Was he
Interesting.
in First Class?
Yes, he was.
Okay, just for making
He was
sure.
good.
Didn't he die in that movie?
No.
I thought they killed
Oh,
him.
well, wait. I think he did, but don't you remember everything that happened?
Oh, got
reversed.
eliminated, yeah. Even in the good ones. Even in the good ones.
Even the good
yeah. Okay, so Batman vs. Superman trailer leaked. Oh my god, and then they officially released it afterwards. How'd you think about the trailer?
I enjoyed it.
You did?
After I watched the HD version, I enjoyed it.
I did the same thing. I still think the movie's gonna be terrible.
Well, what I liked was...
Let's talk about what we like and we didn't like. Go ahead.
Well, the trailer, it was a very good trailer. Well made.
I think so.
Um,
Didn't tickle my fancy.
it made me want to see the movie a little more.
I'll still
Even
see
though
the movie.
I texted you,
You
and I
did.
said that, but I feel like the HD gave it some credit because Snyder also tweeted out that the trailer that everyone saw was not the trailer
There's like
we were going to see.
15 minutes extra in the IMAX theaters, which is another piece of news. You can see the trailer and 15 minutes of extra footage in
Why don't
IMAX.
you look at them? Make eye contact, you freaking weirdo.
They think I'm weird.
You are.
So you liked the trailer?
I thought it was
The best part about this trailer was Batman. Yes.
Batman had a gun.
Batman got bulky in this movie. Did
He
you
had
see
a
how
gun.
big he got?
Ben Affleck got bulky.
Ben Affleck looks really good in
Batfleck.
the movie. Batfleck looks good. I thought the trailer was okay. It didn't tickle my fancy.
That's weird.
Wonder Woman movie to be character driven.
I don't know what that means.
It's like it's gonna be mostly about her. It's like she's the main focus.
So what a
which
movie
she
should be?
Yeah, like she should be. But I think they're gonna have other characters in there as well that have to deal with one.
Are they gonna have Flash, Aquaman, Cyborg?
No, that's gonna be
Superman,
that's gonna be BVS.
Batman.
That's gonna be in BVS. Marvel's Daredevil is now the second most pirated show in history,
What's the
behind
first?
Game of Thrones.
Oh, yeah, I
is the
pirated that.
Yeah. Wow, you admit that?
Mm-hmm.
I actually pirated all of Daredevil, and it was amazing.
That's illegal. I'm calling the cops right now.
All right. Beep, 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 beep. Too many numbers.
Hello, cops? I
You called
hear
the wrong
now.
number.
Oh, Tony's Pizzeria. You're not the cops.
Deathstroke and Amanda Waller, are not off the table
Amanda.
for Amanda.
It's Amanda.
For Arrow.
Yes.
So
So we could be seeing Manu Bennett
we're going
back.
to be talking about why Amanda Waller. People thought Amanda Waller was going to be off the table in this week's episode of Arrow.
Yes.
Guardians 2 working title is Guardians 3000. See, I told you I had it.
Ah, you did.
I did. What do you think of the title?
Decent.
It's decent. Did I miss something?
Yeah.
Was the trailer? Nope, I did miss it. God damn it! All right, I was supposed to talk about this a couple minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars: Force Awakens trailer released, and it blew my mind.
It was awesome.
Oh my god, the ending. Chewie,
Yeah.
we're home.
Yeah.
I can't do what you about. There you go. You're my Chewie. I'm Han Solo.
No, you're not.
You can do the Chewie voice.
I can do Han Solo also.
You can't.
Get out of my plane!
That is an alright Harrison Ford impression. He actually does it a lot silenter. Get out of my plane. Now you sound like Batman.
Get out of here.
So you guys go watch it. Put all the links in the description. I love this trailer. God
I thought
damn,
it
it
was
looks great. I really like the girl. I think her name is Daisy.
No.
That's her name.
not it.
What's her name?
I don't know, but it's not Daisy.
The real name of the girl is Daisy.
Oh.
That's her real name. Her birth-given name. Or it's an actor name. I don't know. Ajax and Colossus seen on Deadpool set. Colossus even bigger than anticipated. So it's gonna be big.
It's not Daniel Cudmore. though.
It's not. We're sorry. I don't even
Sad.
care. X-Men Apocalypse, Deadpool, and Gambit will all acknowledge each other.
So that means...
Continuity!
Yay!
And maybe we'll see Deadpool in X-Men Apocalypse. Which
doubt
would be
it.
Cool. Or an end credit scene.
I wonder how they're gonna reference Deadpool. Like,
Deadpool's gonna
'cause
break
it says,
the fourth wall.
It says
in that way.
Apocalypse.
Yes.
Is gonna Deadpool, or is
He's
gonna
gonna
mention
acknowledge
Deadpool.
Yes. I think Deadpool will come out and be like, "This is ridiculous. Who's this blue-haired guy? Blue guy, whatever." Fantastic Four trailer released. Another one. How'd you feel about this trailer?
This one was much better than the
it
first.
was a lot better than this one.
Because it also contradicts what the
The first trailer did.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
because
He's
it's
still a blogger. He's still. A blogger.
Well, no. Not just that. It's the fact that they said that they're only going to have their powers when they're in this zone.
No, they get them outside.
Exactly.
Yeah, when they get.
So that's my.
I think they were keeping that secret, and then people got really outraged. And
That was my main gripe
Well, now
about it.
people are okay with it because they saw in the trailer that was going to happen. Doom
I
looks
did
good.
like
Doom
the
looks-
one part at the end
Which part?
where the general's talking to him and he goes, "How long will it be? How long will it take?" And he's like, "About 2 minutes." And you see the thing, and he's in the airlock, and then they open it, and he just drops down, and he hits the ground, and he goes, "Or shorter."
I think Michael B. Jordan's going to be fantastic as what?
He's gonna be
I
fantastic.
hate you. God damn, I didn't even think of that. But they also put in this trailer that Sue's actually the one that's adopted.
Yes.
Which I think is awesome, and I think is excellent.
Yeah.
Even though it would have been made
very
different
nice.
in any other way. Because he says in the trailer, you
Where's my daughter?
I was like, oh, there we go.
Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford is not in
Where's my daughter?
Star Wars
Where's my
Rogue
family?
One teaser trailer, another fucking trailer, is released and synopsis revealed. It's a heist movie where they steal Death Star plans. I will watch it. I'm looking forward to that.
It does
And
sound
they
good.
said anything that doesn't have a number is an anthology series. So they're gonna have Rogue One, and then other movies, other spin-off movies, which I think is awesome.
I think they should make a movie around what's his name, Boba Fett.
I think Boba Fett's gonna be in the 7th one.
Well, there is a character that looks similar to Boba Fett.
He gets new armor and everything.
Yeah, but we're not sure because
I hope it's Boba Fett.
Boba Fett's dead, remember? He's in the Sarlacc pit.
He escaped out of it. Or they Boba Fetted him. New pictures of the Batmobile came out today. Yeah. Well, which would be a Monday.
Ooh, look at that one.
Are you going to put them in this video? Because you never do.
Because I forget and I get busy.
You get busy?
Yeah. Your mom.
Okay, just making sure.
Thanks, Internet.
And finally, Flash Arrow spin-off show reportedly titled Legends.
Legends.
Just like X-Men.
I like it.
I do too. John Wesley Shipp, that played the old Flash, was the one that announced it at a Comic-Con or whatever he was at.
A convention.
And yeah. So that was comic book news.
I hope you guys enjoyed. I enjoyed it.
I didn't.
Wow, I like hearing your voice, Zach. Maybe stop texting.
Do you?
How's
Do you
that
like hearing my voice?
I hate you, though.
I hate you too.
Stupid.
You see this? My contract doesn't call for hitting. Bastard.
Alright, so everyone that's gonna leave, get the fuck out.
You know what happens. You leave, we talk to the few people that like to stay, and then we have a jolly good time. We've got 3 shows to talk about this week because they all came back same week. So let's go on to that.
We'll be back same time, same place, every day.
Like,
comment,
and subscribe.
And I hate you.
I hate you too.
But
see you next week.
Well, to the people leaving.
To the people leaving. And to you that hasn't left.
We're gonna be right back.
Yeah.
Say hi to Segi for us.
Whee! Here I go. Whee!
Where's that?
Yeah, that's the mystery. So we're gonna talk about. Well, I'm not because
Gotham came back this week and it was average. I can't say it was good. I can't.
Gotham came back with an alright show.
Alright, average. Average episode. He didn't watch it. I did.
Zach's gonna talk about it.
So I will talk about it. So where we left off last
mid-season,
well, it's not
quarter
mid-season.
season.
3 episodes now. Gordon is looking for no one.
Yeah, you didn't have any cases.
He's becoming the president of the
he's running union. To become the president.
Loeb is in this episode is trying to get back at him, so he sends an officer to Gordon, and he gives the officer a case about the ogre who we've been hearing about, being reported about to be in the show.
It's the ogre.
It's the ogre. So he tells the officer, tell Gordon that you really look up to him. Tell him that you really need help on a case that nobody else is looking into. And tell him about this guy, the ogre. So the guy goes up to Gordon. He's like, "Oh, I respect you. I look up to you so goddamn much."
I wish you were my dad.
He gives him the case file, and Gordon starts looking for the ogre. And everybody tells him, "No." Harvey's like, "Don't go after this case. You're gonna regret it." Him and Edward have a really cool moment. Ed was in this show for 2 minutes in this episode.
Fine.
And he's talking to Ed, and Ed's helping him out.
Who is?
Gordon. Gordon's talking to Ed. And Harvey's like, "Not now, Ed. I don't need your shit right now. Got some stuff going on." He didn't say that. I wish he did.
Oh.
Ed's like, Ed shows him evidence because he gave him the. He's trying to help out, and he's like, "Good work, Ed." And he's like, "I'm on it, detective." And he runs off. I was like, Ed's gonna turn on you soon enough. So I'm just gonna explain each storyline differently. We'll talk about Gordon's first, and then we'll get on to the other two. Gordon is investigating now the ogre. You also get flashbacks in this episode, which I thought were really cool about the ogre.
Oh.
You find out he's a suave, handsome gentleman that makes ladies dance, whatever, I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that one.
What fairy tales did you say? Hello, I just got a jig!
I just got a jig. So, in the flashbacks, the girl that they're looking for, he meets her at a club, they start flirting with each other, and then he takes her to his house. And you see, he
brutally murders her.
Almost no. He goes into his closet, and you see him put a coat back, onto the coat rack, and then you see into his closet, and it's got like 50 Shades of Grey shit, like torture devices and everything. So, they have sex presumably. I don't know if they do. They probably did. It's.
I hope not. That's weird.
And it's the guy that played in Heroes, Milo Ventimiglia.
Ah, yes, Milo Ventimiglia.
He played Peter on Heroes. So they wake up the next morning, and then she's like, "Oh, I have to leave. He made her breakfast, and
she didn't accept breakfast.
No, she's like, "I'm really late. I gotta go." And they kiss, and then he grabs her, and he's like, "You're not leaving." And he's like, "Oh, whatever it is, I forget what his name is. Whatever his name is. I'll call him Peter." "No, Peter, I gotta go." And he's like, "No, you don't." And then she's like, "Finish your breakfast. I wish you do. It would be amazing." So that's the flashback. And then
the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
That's one of the flashbacks, and she starts crying, and Gordon starts learning more and more about this guy. They find out he leaves a calling card. It's a broken heart. He says to her in a scene, he's like, you're going to think I'm cheesy, but I want unconditional love. I want the one. And she's like, ooh, and she puts her hand on him, and she's like, I want that too. I don't think it's cheesy at all. So
then why did she only make love and want to leave?
She had to get work.
So she's a liar.
Yeah, so he leaves a broken heart, and you find out through another flashback, she's chained up on the table, and she cooked dinner for him. And they're both sitting at the table. He's like, how was your day, dear? And she's like, oh, it was great. And then she stops talking, and he looks at her, he's like, and then she's like, oh, how was your day? Like, all intense, and she's starting to cry. And he's like, it was perfect, because I got to spend it with you. And then, I think he said, I don't remember.
What a romantic.
And she cooked him lamb. And she's like freaking out. She's like, I just want to let you know, I might have overcooked it. And she's shaking, and this is really intense. This is my favorite part of the episode, if you haven't already told. So, he's like, oh no, it's probably fine. He starts cutting it up, and she's looking at him. She's like, he's gonna flip. So he eats the lamb. He's like, you know, about 5 minutes ago when you said it was overcooked, you might have been right. And then she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. He smashes the knife down. He's like, I thought you were the one. And he's like, it's not you, it's me. That's one of the flashbacks, and you're like, oh, what is gonna happen? So
He just lets her go.
At this point, Gordon finds out that Loeb is setting him up. He finds the officer, and he's like, oh, Loeb told me to tell you all this because you know you couldn't refuse it. And Harvey tells him, he finds out it's the ogre, and he's like, he kills anybody's family members that tries to investigate him. That's why nobody knows it in the paper. Nobody knows this guy's a serial killer. So Loeb comes into the police district, and he's like, he grabs him, he's like, I'm gonna find him. I'm gonna find the ogre, and then I'm gonna get you. So basically, last season didn't really happen where he finally got the evidence on Loeb and everything. So now he's going after Loeb again, the retreading stuff and everything. So they get the final flashback, and she's chained up like this, and he's like, it didn't have to be this way. You could have been the one. And he opens up a suitcase with torture devices, and it's got pictures of each of his victims.
It's not her fault she didn't know how to cook lamb.
And before he opens up the case, he's taking Polaroid pictures of her, and he puts one on there, and he's like, I guess I gotta keep looking. And then he takes a device, and he starts cutting her up. And that was the ogre storyline, which I'm really looking forward to. I think it's gonna be good.
Did she shake it like a Polaroid?
She did not, and that's why she's dead now.
Aww. That's her own
so there's
fault,
three other storylines. We'll start with the lowest one, and it pains me to say this, but it's the least interesting.
Barbara.
Penguin. No, Penguin.
Oh.
Barbara was in this episode, I think, for a couple seconds.
Sorry, when you said lowest, I kind of just assumed.
Also, back to the ogre storyline. Leslie is helping Gordon figure out who this girl is, and she's like, oh, she lived right next to me. Oh, she's about the same height as me. Oh, she's about the same age as me. So you know Leslie's gonna get taken, or Barbara. But they showed the previews already.
Someone called Liam Neeson.
Yeah. So we go to Penguin's storyline, and this is the least interesting. Penguin is trying to buy a bar from this woman, and he's there, and she gets a rolling pin. She's like, I will roll your fingers into my next pasta visual or whatever she says. She's very Italian.
That's racist.
And he's like, how do I get this bar from you? So she's like, well, my daughter is dating this guitar player, and I want her to come home. And he's like, I'll have her home by Sunday Mass. So he goes to the guitar player, they capture him, and the guy that he's with is like, so boss, how should we handle him? He's like, take care of him. He's like, you want me to take him out to dinner? And he's like, no, stupid, I mean, kill him. He's like, you want me to shoot him? He's like, no, it's too messy. So he's like, he's a guitar player. Take his fingers. He's like, you want me to shoot his fingers off? And he's like, no, stupid. He grabs a knife. He's like, take his fingers off. So he does that, and the girl comes home crying. That's all she does. She doesn't say a word on this episode. She's just crying. And then Penguin's like to her, oh, do we have an offer? So he gets the bar. And then they go to the back room, and you see the guy asks him, so what are we going to do with this bar? Why did you want this? It's not worth anything. He's like, some things aren't worth money. And then you see a picture of Don Maroney there, and he's like, this is the place I'm going to kill Don Maroney. So it's a little interesting, but didn't have a lot of focus on it.
Okay.
Then we have Fish trying to escape from the island. She tricks six prisoners, the biggest prisoners. She tricks them into thinking that they're going to escape. But she gets the guy, Kenneth, that she traded. No, he just got pieces of himself taken out.
Oh, that's fine.
And transfixed. So, at one point, she goes up to Dollmaker's office, and he finds that she's in there, and she has a knife. So he goes behind the desk, and he grabs a gun. He's like, I'm gonna shoot you in the stomach if you don't tell me the truth. And she starts lying to him. She's like, no, I'm not trying to escape. He's like, then she pulls out the knife. She's like, all right, I was lying, but I'm trying to kill myself. So when I turn out to the guy when he was like had the lady parts and everything in the last episode, he's like, well, if you try to escape again and lie to me, I'll make your nightmare come true. So she gets the keys out of his office and she starts planning her escape. She takes the prisoners. She tells the 6 big dudes that they can go on the boat. There's also a helicopter. So they go. She tells them to go towards the boat, and they're gonna go towards the helicopter. She doesn't tell them this. She just tells them to go on the boat. So they get stopped in front of the gate. She told them that it was unlocked. She lied. The catcher, who in this episode is a guy that catches the prisoners, they just call
good name
when they go after. She gets to the helicopter. They shoot the 6 big dudes out, and as she's leaving, the catcher gets a sniper rifle, aims it at the helicopter, and shoots her in the stomach. So she's dying at this point. But what I think is going to happen, I think Fish is going to give her. Penguin's going to give her the final blow. He's going to kill Maroni. He's going to kill Fish.
And then he's going to get really fat.
Big, yeah, he's gonna eat a lot of fish. Oh, yeah, whatever. So that was Fish's story. Not really interested in it. And then we get the real big surprise of the episode was Selena and Bruce looking for Major Pain. So I think it was Major Pain.
That was a great movie.
It was a good movie. So Alfred had told Bruce previously that he would go to a shooting gallery. So he writes down all the shooting galleries in the entire city. So he goes to one of them. And all you see from behind him is Penguin walking. So it's like their first kind of like meeting/non-meeting.
Yeah.
So I thought it was pretty cool. I thought that was interesting. And then he meets up with Selena. He's like, Selena, I need help. I need you to help me find him. She's like, did you really think shooting gallery meant an actual shooting gallery? Who would stay there for a couple days? And he's like, what do you mean? She's like, it's a meth place. It's a place where they shoot up drugs. He's like, well, how was I supposed to say? She's like, get out more. So she takes him to the druggy place, and they find him laying there with drugs. And Bruce picks him up, and he's like, tell me what I want to hear. Basically, in his little Batman voice.
Tell me what I want to hear.
Basically, and Selena has the drugs on the
Santa Claus isn't real.
And he reveals to him that 2 people are looking into him, basically from Wayne Enterprises, and that. He basically tells him, he's like, they had me steal your information. Alfred was never supposed to get stabbed. And he basically said, you have no sympathy for him. And then he's like, give me the drugs or I'll tell on you, like a little child. He's like, you're just children. What are you going to do? I know what I'll do. I'll tell on you. And then he's like, give him his drugs. So Selena throws it out the window. And he's like, no, you stupid idiots.
Those are my drugs.
And it's on a smaller ledge. And he goes out, he's like, I'm going to tell on you kids. And then Bruce is like about to push him over. And Selena's like, no you won't. And then she pushes him over. Payne's dead. And yeah, so we know that Bruce finally knows that Wayne Enterprises is coming after him. Fish has escaped the island, which was the stupidest storyline of the season. Penguin is going after Maroni and trying to kill him. And the ogre's coming after Gordon now. So that was Gotham.
Interesting.
It was a lot. It was a very boring episode.
Let's talk about Flash.
Okay, let's talk about a better episode this week.
Whee! Here I go! Whee! Whee! Here I go!
I talked enough that last. Sorry, you're gonna start this episode. I'm gonna be quiet for a little bit because I talked enough about Flash. But I'll come into points. And
okay. So
what happened on this episode?
I thought you weren't gonna talk.
I'm gonna talk. I lied.
All right. So this episode, we got the Bug-Eyed Bandit.
We got Emily Keeney on this episode.
So basically, it was.
She was very underdeveloped in this episode.
I liked what Arrow and Flash did this week. I'm not sure if you noticed.
Team up episodes?
No.
What?
Flash had to deal with a technology-based film.
Yeah, and Arrow had to deal with metahuman.
I like that a lot.
We also find out something about the metahuman in that episode.
But we'll get to that when we get to Arrow. So the
Emily
Atom
Keeney
the Atom comes
to visit with Felicity.
Yeah, and
favorite duo.
It's nice.
You know, Ray's becoming my favorite person.
Oh, he's already my favorite
in this entire universe.
Him and Cisco are so.
Him and Cisco's bromance is amazing. I loved it. And Cisco has a big part of this episode. He starts having the flashbacks. Not the flashbacks,
yes.
but the
time flashbacks.
The time flashbacks to when Harrison Wells basically kills him. and there's a big thing at the end of the episode. So Joe and Barry is helping the police department in this episode. Beginning, they have a great little montage of him helping them out.
Yeah.
And then we get Iris is having problems with Eddie because Eddie won't tell her what's going on.
Because Eddie won't tell her that he knows who the Flash is.
Yes.
And so Iris is being a bitch about it, basically.
And they offer to go to dinner with them. Barry's the fifth wheel.
Yeah, he was happy about that. He was like, great.
I'm the fifth wheel. And Felicity and Ray are adorable together.
And then they walk into the restaurant. It's a really fancy restaurant, and the whole place is bought out. And Ray's like, I figured so we could have quiet. And he looks down at Felicity, and he goes, too much? And she's too much. So they're all like in shock that he's got all this money. And power.
And him and Felicity are awesome together. I love the combo.
Oh, yeah.
Because Caitlin points out at one point, she's like, there's two of them now? And I thought it was funny. Go ahead, continue talking.
Okay.
I just want to put that point in.
So, Emily Keaney
is the bug-eyed bandit.
Yeah, she basically sends
she gets
these
fired
nano
from a
bees.
place, and she wants revenge. Yeah. That's it.
And the woman that has the tachyon particle device,
the accelerator device,
she's in trouble this week, and Harrison visits her, and she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want another tachyon particle?" And Harrison's like, "Do you have another one?" He gets really excited, and she's like, "We're gonna ignore that."
Yes.
So, basically, the Flash can't do anything about the Bug-Eyed Bandit.
That's awkward.
Well then.
Just talk over it.
Yeah. I don't know why.
It almost kills him in this episode.
Yeah, he gets...
Because Cisco...
He does die.
Cisco's is dealing with the stuff with Harrison, and Barry's like, direct me out of here, because he goes to save one of the people, and Cisco takes him in a different corridor, and he gets stung by all these bees. You find out they're not actual bees; they're electronic bees,
they're robotic.
Nano bees. And I didn't know they had a defibrillator in the suit.
Yes. So they bring Barry back to life, and then he's like, "I don't think I can fight her."
So Adam's like, "I'll fight her."
He's like, "I don't have a suit of armor," and he goes, "I do."
And Adam basically saves the day in both these episodes,
oh, yeah.
in Arrow and Flash.
Oh yeah,
that was great.
So he goes and he
tries to save the woman.
Yeah, and he's got to. I really liked what they did with the bees formed Emily Kinney's face.
Yeah, it was great. And he gets them off of her, and Barry is trying to...
They find out where she is.
And he goes after Emily.
And then I like that Felicity's like, "Move, I need a computer."
I haven't had one in a couple of weeks, so she goes after. She's like, "I've never had a nemesis before. This feels good." I love Felicity. She's amazing.
So she's doing that. Adam has the bees chasing him, and Cisco's like, "All right, listen, bro, you gotta go into the water." And he's like, "Won't that fry my suit?" And he's like,
"Yeah, we'll take that risk."
So he goes in the water, they kill the nano bees, and then he flies out, and then they're like, "Don't worry, we'll catch you." And he's like,
Cisco's
"How are you gonna catch me?"
Cisco's like, "I'll catch you, bro."
So they have the van, and he falls into the van. He falls into the van, and then...
And they have a bro moment. They're like, "Bro."
And then he's out of the suit, and Cisco sees the bee coming after Ray, and he's like, "No!" And he takes the bee to the neck, and he goes, "Bro, you took a bee from me?"
Before this, Flash gets over there, they stop Emily Kinney, he gets out of there, and you start seeing what his powers can actually do. He makes his hand go faster, vibrates, and he makes him into a defibrillator, basically. I thought it was pretty cool. And he saves Cisco, and...
I did like they had a reference towards... I don't know what to call this. It was a foreshadowing, I guess. Mm-hmm. And he goes, "So... I actually have to thank you guys for allowing me to come this week." And they're like, "Oh, we thought you had a bad time." He goes, "No, you actually helped me solve my problem. I figured it's not
I had to go bigger.
No, I had to go small. I thought I had to go bigger with it, but it's actually, I have to go smaller."
And he's got the bee, one of the bees in there.
So I was like, yay!
And then, throughout this episode, Joe and Barry are talking about if they should tell Caitlin and Cisco about... that they know Harrison Wells is a Reverse Flash. They don't really have a lot of evidence on it, but they still think. And they're right on the money. So Joe's basically like, "No, you shouldn't," because they think of him as a father and a mentor. And Felicity's like, "Your friends are going to be there for you. And they're going to believe you." So Caitlin is vehemently against it. So I think this is the point where she's going to start becoming Killer Frost at this point. This is what splinters the group.
I don't think
Caitlin is going to side with Reverse Flash. mark my words, right here on the show right now. Caitlyn, this is the catalyst of why Caitlyn becomes Killer Frost and why Cisco becomes the Vibe.
It's just Vibe.
Vibe?
It's not the Vibe.
And then Cisco, she's basically
That's what you get when you go to a club. You get the Vibe.
And Cisco's basically like, I've been having these dreams, and he tells Barry.
And he says, they don't feel like dreams. They feel like I actually lived them.
And Harrison Wells is the Reverse Flash.
So, I mean,
if he's getting the memories, I think everybody else is going to get the memories.
No.
Which means...
Cisco's smarter.
Which means Iris could get the memories and find out what happened.
I hope not.
And it could lead to that. Because I think Eddie, this point is leading for Eddie to start hating Barry.
Yeah.
Because he's dealing with all the problems. He feels like he has to tell Iris what's going on with Barry and everybody's. I don't get why it keeps her safe. Basically everybody else knows, but she's the only one that doesn't get to know. They should just tell her at this point.
Yeah.
Save Barry, but I think Barry knows that. I think Barry has a little.
I don't know.
Little something going on for Iris.
Boop.
Yeah. Exactly.
So let's talk about Earl.
You weren't gonna say you thought how overall it was good or not?
It was decent.
It was decent. Decent. Are you still feeling the effects of Daredevil? How good that TV show was?
No, the Arrow episode has me like, what?
I thought Flash was better than Arrow. This week. Really?
Alright,
let's talk about Arrow then.
There's some major junk.
There's some major junk in that trunk.
Hi. We're here to talk about
What?
Arrow.
I wasn't paying attention.
Arrow.
Arrow?
Arrow.
Arrow?
So, Ray's in this episode too.
He is, and he's
This is just Ray week.
This is Ray week, and
Yeah.
it's amazing.
He has to stop
A metahuman.
named.
Blink 182.
That's not it. That's a shitty band.
What was his name?
Death Bolt.
Was it Death? Oh, they had the name at the end.
God, you
Ray
silly
named
goose.
him.
Yes.
And Ray gets his ass kicked
Oh,
the first time he
yeah.
fights him. And then Arrow, which I thought was the coolest scene of this entire episode.
Well, because he's working on something. He's like, look, I can wave to you from all the way over here.
My favorite moment, no, other than the fight scene, was when he's like, oh, it's a team up, high five! And high fives him. I was like, Ray is my favorite character in this entire show.
And then Arrow turns to Felicity and he's like, are you sure you're not related?
Oh yeah, and when he's getting his ass kicked, he's like, you and Ray could be related, you know that, right?
So,
I think they are related.
they might be. So, basically, Roy is in prison. It's sad. He almost gets beat up.
And he kicks some ass in
He
handcuffs.
does.
Oh my god.
He was awesome in that fight scene.
And the fight scene was great.
And then, it turns out someone stabs him. And it was
And
sad.
you find out that Roy planned it with Diggle and Felicity.
Before, and they didn't tell Oliver. And
Oliver's basically dealing
and the
with
whole
this.
episode, Felicity was saying, you need to learn to trust people. You need to learn to trust people. And it turns out that in a flashback, what's her name, Katana, said it the same thing. And she goes, you need to learn to trust people.
Which I think I think he thinks they're dead. At one point in the flashback, that's why he doesn't learn to trust people at this point.
Who do you think their son is? Or do you think their son's dead?
Who?
Maseo and,
I think he works for the League.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or he's dead. I think he's either dead.
I think he's quote-unquote dead.
But I think why Maseo was working for Ra's al Ghul is because he saved his son.
And I really don't like the, because I don't remember if we talked much into this, the Shadow story, where he saw
his
Shadow.
twin sister. His twin sister.
I did not like that was such a cop-out, because they show you the trailer, and you're like, oh my god,
Shadow's
it's
back.
Shadow! And she's like, oh, I'm her twin sister!
We talked about this last episode.
I don't remember,
We
but,
did.
okay. I mean, this episode didn't really have much in it.
They had a flashback. The flashbacks last season were a lot more interesting than this season they've been. And the
They had
main
a flashback, and it turns out that Amanda Waller has been locked up, and the
by
government's...
the government.
Yeah, and the government's going against her.
They're gonna blow up Hong Kong at this point.
Yeah.
And they get the antidote. They steal the antidote from the base.
They inject it. They give it to
The woman, her son, and Maseo and Katana.
Maseo Katana.
And she's like, "What about yours, Oliver?" He's like, "You need to get everybody out of here. I'm gonna go. I have the coordinates to save everyone."
She's like, nope. We're
all
gonna
gonna do it. You gotta learn to trust people.
He's like, great. Someone's gonna die.
That's what happened in the flashback. You find out Roy planned this all out to get himself out of jail and to start over. Because
Diggle knows a guy, and he can stab someone to make them bleed,
A
but
lot.
not die.
Yeah.
I didn't get that.
And then he gives them pills. It's laced with some sort of thing that slows the heartbeat.
Yeah,
down.
beta blockers.
Yeah, the beta blockers. I'm
That's
surprised
a-
you remember that.
I had biology.
Okay,
today.
that's why. And Oliver is crying, and
it's no, it's not.
He's like, I should have done something, and then you see Roy come in,
and he's like, "Hi,
I'm here."
Arrow's like, "You are so lucky." He's like, "I'm alright."
He's like, "Don't tell Thea I'm leaving. I don't know why. You shouldn't tell Thea. You should tell her. Oh, 'cause she probably want him to stay or something like that." So he leaves off to go on to his new TV show, wherever he's going.
Who knows? Zach said he's going to Legends. I think he's going to Bloodhaven.
Comment below what do you
Titans.
think? But what's his name? What's his real name? Colton Haynes was great as well. In this episode, he was amazing. And
Arsenal
was
is fantabulous.
We're gonna miss him on the Arrow team, and
we love you, Colton.
But whatever you do, we'll always support you, and we'll always watch what you say.
I won't watch San Andreas.
I will. I'll go see that. I'll tell you how it is. I'll review it on here. So that was Roy's story.
We talked to Ray. Ray, when he was doing the wavy thing, he's been hooking up so that someone else could wear the suit or wear some form of the suit and control him. So Oliver was like, "I'll wear it. I'll help you fight."
He makes a joke, and he's like, because Felicity, he's just like Felicity. He's like, "Oh, you're inside me. Not in that way."
Yeah.
I was like, yes.
Yeah.
So he's like, Oliver's fighting Deathbolt, and Ray's like, "Yeah, I'm kicking his ass," and then he starts getting his ass kicked.
Well, and then he gets rammed into something, and he's like,
the transmitter's done.
Yeah, he's like, "I've lost it. Ray, you can do this.
You're
Believe."
a hero.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yeah, let's do this, Ray."
And then it was weird because Ray's like, "Yeah, I know how to fight now," and I'm like, "What is
like,
happening?"
punch him. And then and then it was awesome, great fight scene.
He beat him up.
If Felicity's there, she's like, she hugs him. He's like, "Ow!" And he's like, "That's a good kind of pain. I could do more of this."
And then they end the episode with Thea's in her house. And
dealing with the death of Ray.
She turns around and Ra's al Ghul's there, and he's like, "What's up, bro?"
And he's like, she's like, "He'll never join you." He's like, "Oh, he will." And then
I'll give him a reason to. And
fight.
they start fighting, and then he slams her through a table, and he goes, "I'm sorry I had to do this."
In his language. In his language, too.
He's like, "May you always be protected," and stuff like that.
Stab!
Sword right through the chest, and she's like, "Oh, shit."
Did you notice it was the same spot that Slade stabbed his mother in last season? I thought it was a little bit...
Right between the bosoms.
Yeah. And you're like, what?
And then they show previews, and apparently Arrow is going to join.
I didn't watch.
The league.
I didn't, because when I watch it doesn't have the previews for next week. So my mind's like, oh, they might have actually killed her off.
Yeah.
But I think with you saying that, they're going to setting up.
They put her in a white dress. I don't know what the white dress is for.
What character is she in the comic books?
Thea?
Is she Speedy in the comic books?
No.
Does she become someone else?
Speedy,
Roy is Speedy. I know
Roy is
that.
Speedy, yeah.
Who does she become?
She might become the Green Arrow.
Think so?
Yeah, because they could have Oliver
become
Ross as the Green Arrow.
You think he's going in that? The show's going in that direction?
He is.
You think he's going to be Roz?
He's joining the league.
Okay.
I don't know if he's going to be Roz.
So he's not the Green Arrow anymore.
No. So they are going to need a Green Arrow, and I think Thea's going to be the Green Arrow.
As when she gets in the Lazarus pit and becomes... Well, that's where they thought they were going to go. He was going to become the Green Arrow after he got in the Lazarus pit. They didn't do that, obviously. So the season's finally hitting a point where shit's about to get real.
3 episodes left?
4.
4?
4, I believe.
Episode 20 is next.
Is it next? 20?
Yeah.
This is
20,
19?
21, 22, 23. Oh,
so
you're
4
right.
episodes left, yes.
I'm sorry.
They go to 23, or 24, 23 or 24. So this season's heating up. It ends the week after...
it's hot.
It ends the week after Gotham, which only has 3 episodes.
Yes.
Left. So 4. It was a good episode. I like Flash better. I thought it... Because a lot of Felicity parts in that part.
But I thought that Arrow had more plot to it.
This another time you've actually said Arrow was better than Flash.
I know.
I'm surprised. And you didn't watch Gotham, so you didn't see how bad it was. It was Comic Book Mania. As always, we love what you guys do in the comments. Joe.
Stop giving him a shout out. You're going to give him a big head.
You got the biggest head, buddy.
That's rude.
If you like this, you can always like this video.
You could even comment on it.
Or, I'm not saying you have to. I'm not saying, but you could subscribe.
And even share with your friends.
Please do that.
You have friends. We know you do.
We're not gonna...
We're talking to you, Janet.
Okay, before we go... Janet? Oh, they said Janet.
No, Janet.
I hope he watches the show. We're probably not going to hit the milestone. I mean, you could change that, but 100 subscribers in June, you could change it.
Yeah.
Not giving any ideas, but if you want to see me lick that pavement or Dante's tire.
And Dante's tire.
1 tire, not all 4.
All of them.
Okay, I will do all of them if this gets to 100 by June. But if you don't subscribe, it's fine. You can watch our videos, but it would help us out.
It would.
But whenever we get to 100s, we'll do something extraordinary for the channel. Boom! But as always, we already said what we have to say. Yep. We love you.
And I hate you.
And he hates me. And we'll see you guys next time. Boop! On Comic Book Mania.